$2,150. That is what Microsoft wants you to pay for a tablet, and the keyboard? Not included. That is another $200. So, real talk, is Microsoft completely out of their mind? Or is there actually a person out there who should spend this kind of money? Let me answer that. But first, you need to understand what this thing even is. This is not the Surface Pro you see at Best Buy. That one runs on a Snapdragon chip. This business version runs on Intel's new Panther Lake processor, and here is why that matters. The Snapdragon version sometimes struggles with older Windows apps or weird corporate software. This Intel version, everything just works. No emulation, no this app is not compatible. Every piece of software your office computer runs will run on this. And for the first time ever on an Intel Surface Pro, you can get 5G. Previous Intel models did not have this. If you wanted 5G before, you had to buy the Snapdragon version and deal with the app issues. Now you get both full compatibility and fast cellular internet wherever you go. For someone who lives in coffee shops, airport lounges, or their car, this is huge. No more asking for the Wi-Fi password. No more hotspot from your phone dying at the worst moment. Now, the chip inside. Intel finally did something interesting. This Core Ultra 7 is built on a 2nm process. That is the same tier as Apple's M chips. Microsoft claims it is 35% faster than the MacBook Air with M5 and graphics. Look, I take company claims with a grain of salt, but here is what actually matters. You can run AutoCAD on this thing. You can run Photoshop. You can run any custom business software your company throws at you, and it will not stutter or complain. That alone makes it better than any ARM-based Windows tablet. There is also an AI chip inside, called an NPU. It does 50 trillion operations per second. That sounds like marketing nonsense until you use it. Real-time meeting transcription that works without an internet connection, live translation on the device, writing assistance that doesn't send your data to the cloud. For anyone handling sensitive information, this is not a gimmick. Your data stays on your device. It does not go to Microsoft servers. The screen is really good. I'm not going to throw resolution numbers at you. What you will notice is the 120 Hz refresh rate. Scrolling feels smooth, the pen feels responsive, and for the first time, you can actually use a surface outside without fighting reflections every 5 seconds. The anti-reflective coating actually works. Is it perfect in direct sunlight? No. But compared to older surfaces where you literally could not see anything, this is a big jump. You also have an OLED option, and if you are thinking about it, the OLED version genuinely looks gorgeous. Blacks look deep, colors pop more. Watching a movie on this thing at night just feels expensive. If you edit photos or grade video, definitely get the OLED. If you just work on spreadsheets and read documents, save your money and stick with the LCD. And that kickstand. This is something people forget to mention, but it is still one of the best things about the Surface. You can throw this thing on a desk, on an airplane tray table, even on your lap, and it just stays there. No wobble, no fear of it falling over. It sounds small, but when you actually use one every day, you realize how much thought Microsoft put into this. The cameras. The front camera is 1440p. That is overkill for most people, but if you spend half your day on Zoom or Teams, you will appreciate it. You look sharp, the microphones pick up your voice clearly, and the IR camera works in the dark for Windows Hello. You just look at the screen and you are logged in. No typing passwords. The rear camera is fine for scanning documents or snapping a whiteboard. Do not expect to shoot a YouTube video with it. The pen is great. 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity. Very low latency. It feels close to writing on paper, but you have to buy it separately for about $130. Microsoft does not include it. That is annoying at this price. Now, the ports. This is where I get genuinely frustrated. You get two USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports. That is it. Want to charge your phone, connect an external monitor, and plug in a USB drive at the same time? You cannot. You need a dongle. For a device that costs over $2,000, this feels like a joke. The keyboard adds a micro SD card reader, but that is it. No USB-A, no HDMI, just two ports and a dream. Heat and fan noise. Look, this is not a silent device when you push it. I exported a few 4K clips on battery power, and yeah, the fans definitely woke up. Not jet engine loud, but loud enough that you remember this is still an Intel machine. The top part of the tablet gets warm too. Nothing crazy, but you will notice it. For normal office work, you will not hear a thing. Just know that heavy tasks will make this thing breathe. Security. This is actually the main reason the business version exists. You get TPM, BitLocker, secured core, Pluton processor, and the keyboard has a smart card reader. If you are in IT or your company handles sensitive data, you already know why these things matter. If you are a normal person, you do not need any of this. Just buy the consumer version and save your money. And here's something IT people will actually care about. Unlike a a lot of thin devices now, you can actually replace the SSD here. It is not glued down. You do not need to send the whole tablet back to Microsoft if the storage dies. For a business managing hundreds of devices, this is a big deal. Less downtime, less headache. Battery life. Microsoft says 23 hours. That is a lie. In real-world use, you'll get around 12 hours of mixed work. Browsing, documents, video calls. Push it hard with video editing or heavy multitasking, and you'll get 6 to 8 hours. Still decent, but do not expect to leave the charger at home for 2 days. The good news is you can charge via USB-C, so you don't need to carry their proprietary brick. So how does this compare to the regular Surface Pro? The consumer version starts much cheaper, around $1,000 to $1,800. It has a similar screen and similar design. Some models even have 5G. So why would anyone pay more for this? 3 reasons. 1, you need full x86 app compatibility without any emulation. 2, your company requires enterprise security features. 3, you need 5G on an Intel chip. If none of those apply to you, you are throwing money away. Get the consumer version. And the iPad Pro comparison. Everyone asks this. The iPad Pro is cheaper, it is lighter, it is smoother for drawing and watching Netflix. But try using Excel with macros on an iPad. You cannot. Try running any real business software. You cannot. The iPad runs iPad OS, not Mac OS. The Surface Pro runs full Windows 11. It runs everything your office computer runs. So if you want a media consumption device, the iPad. If you need to get actual work done, the Surface is your only option. Look, here is the honest truth. This device is not for everyone. It is for a very specific person, someone who needs full Windows, needs 5G, needs enterprise security, and is willing to pay a premium for the detachable form factor. For that person, this is the best option on the market. For everyone else, save your money. Get the regular Surface Pro, or get an iPad, or get a laptop. You do not need to spend $2,150 to answer emails and watch YouTube. So who should actually buy this? Buy it if you travel constantly and need 5G. Buy it if your company requires enterprise security features. Buy it if you use the pen for work every day. Buy it if you need a detachable tablet for presentations or fieldwork. Skip it if you are a normal consumer. Skip it if you are a gamer. Skip it if you already have the Surface Pro 10 or 11. Skip it if you're on the tight budget, and skip it if you just want to watch Netflix and browse the web. If this video helped you decide, hit like. I have a full comparison with the iPad Pro coming next week, so subscribe if you do not want to miss that. Comment below, would you spend $2,150 on this, or is Microsoft asking for too much? Thanks for watching.